What was your takeaway from last week's grand finale of those 3 eclipses? We definitely need to talk about that today. But first, let's think about this week is going to be the first crisis and testing point of that, coming at the midnight hour on Saturday, August 18th, when we have the first quarter moon in Bewitching Scorpio. We are determined to get to the bottom line in our quest for meaning, especially the quest for meaning of our own life. Why are we here? And I'm also going to tell you my version, or the stars' version, of what is the secret to happiness in this lifetime. Hi, I'm Judith Royal, archetypal astrologer, and this is your astrology weather forecast for the week of August 13th to the 19th, 2018. And there is a lot going on, and I know you feel that. This is the last week of Mercury retrograde. Some of you will be breathing a sigh of relief. Mercury will turn direct. He is still in Leo this Saturday evening, the 18th, the same day as that bewitching quarter moon. So that is going to definitely be a turning point day in the month of August. So Mercury has been retrograde since July 25th, again in the sign of Leo. And he's tracing our steps back to July 7th. That is, during the retrograde phase, it is not just a malevolent messing up of communications. It's actually asking us to think of our inner life, of our inner self. And so along those lines, Mercury takes us back to July 7th to say, wait, perhaps there is something there that was a message in particular or a thought that you had that you need to pick up again because maybe you didn't give it importance that it needed, or you just forgot about it. So he's helpful in that way. So when Mercury this Saturday turns direct, what we've been mulling over internally sort of goes public, and we find the right words to do that. I'm also going to say, however, that he does not return to the place he was when he went retrograde until September 2nd. So don't expect all communications to get worked out next week. There's still a little more unraveling through September 2nd. And I think that is particularly true because this week, Mars, warrior Mars, who's been in Aquarius for such a long time, has backed back into Capricorn because, he's also retrograde. And he's going to be in Capricorn all the way until September 10th. So we're sort of seeing that first and second week of September as the big turning point for action, or rather taking action on the plans that you have been making. But the 28 degrees Capricorn is where he was May the 12th. So we're also looking at perhaps something that we left undone, definitely on the to-do list, because, Mars is the warrior, let's get things done. And so let's ask ourselves, how is your Nike, your inner goddess of victory, been stirred into action during this time with Mars and Aquarius? Our challenge there remains to cease fighting anything and anyone, because the true victory is claiming our own identity, is claiming our own power to choose our own reality. And I've saved for last the really good news, which is that we have perfecting this Sunday, August the 19th, we have that beautiful third event of the trilogy that began December 2nd, 2017, a sweetwater alignment of Jupiter in Scorpio with Neptune in Pisces. And this is the one that brings a spiritual teaching or teacher into your life, and or you are playing that role for someone else. Jupiter is the archetype of optimism, freedom, and broadening horizons. And remember, Jupiter in Scorpio is the whistleblower. And he's been there since October the 11th of 2017. And he will be done in Scorpio on November 9th, 2018. Now, while he has been and is still in these investigative waters, sort of a Scotland Yard Scorpio, he is, along with Neptune now, going to part the seas of illusion for us and really bring us that inner visionary where we really know what is meant for us. We really know what is the next right thing to do. And we can really start having a deeper trust in our own intuition. All of this is going to let us see that broader horizon, and it is going to have on it more possibilities than we have dreamed of until now. It also has the beneficial effect of showing us or revealing, because Scorpio, when Scorpio does show us the secrets, it is a revelation. And so we're going to see what was the bottom of that, what was at the bottom of that sea or the bottom of that lake. You know, all those legends of the Loch Ness monsters, the Titans, the Kraken being released. These are all agents of destruction that relied on darkness to exist. So we now are seeing and can easily see our nightmares are but delusions of our fearful minds. And like the ego, all these monsters, all your nightmares, can evaporate in the light of day. And I will add, my experience is you're going to first see those nightmares before they dissolve into the light of day. So there is that side of it. Now, Jupiter and Neptune being together this way are showing us how to have a more meaningful spiritual life, meaning giving it practical feet such that we can envision the way the world is meant to be, which is a place of peace and brotherhood, sisterhood, a place of abundance, and a place where love rules. So in that, we have this deep compassion for the suffering of all people. And I think it is a gift that, thanks to technology, we're getting to see in our living rooms both the suffering and the beautiful heroes and heroines who are out there helping. Well, that's you too, of course. So this is not just about having a pleasant daydream, right? Don't get lost in that. But with practical feet, we're going to easily be able to help in the most meaningful of ways. So Jupiter in Scorpio is an evangelist for our spiritual way of life. This Sunday is the third of the trilogy of these sweetwater alignments, and The first was December 2nd, 2017. Really picked up some practical feet at that time. The second one was May 25th, 2018, and now August 19th will be the third. So you've heard me talk about this, we're really on a quest now, right? We want to know why we're here, because we do have a purpose, a very meaningful purpose, and we need to embrace that now. So I was looking at the idea of the secret of life. You know, you hear about that. There's a book called The Secrets, etc. And I think we really want to know with Jupiter, what is the secret of happiness? Because that is the secret of life. I'm reminded of a song from James Taylor. The song was entitled The Secret of Life. And its first line says, "The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time." Isn't that beautiful? It's just enjoying, in a way, doing witness to the linear world that is really not who we are. And then the song even goes on to say, time isn't real. It's just your point of view. Again, remembering that our perception is so incredibly selective and unreliable. We're terrible eyewitnesses, even for our own reality. So, all of you water signs are really in your glory because of this and other things. So that is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You're truly in one of the most inspiring times of the year for you. And also earth signs, you're really getting that, not only what you're used to in terms of looking for stability and security, etc. You get plenty of that now, but you're also getting an urgent sense of wanting to change your life, but with a plan, not with a rebellion. And I know that's good news to you. Monday evening, the moon moves into graceful and in the intellect air of Libra. And on the way there, she's going to make some lovely aspects because Venus, who is also in Libra, is sort of waiting for her. And they're going to join hands for some very creative days. That will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think also into Thursday in the wee hours. So Tuesday and Wednesday in particular, you feel your love very strongly, and your heart, I know, is wide open. At the same time, there are going to be events in the world that say, hey, there is work to be done. When the moon moves into Scorpio in the wee hours of Thursday morning, she'll be on her way then to a square with Mercury in Leo. So this means when you open your mouth to speak, you might want to watch your thoughts because they can become words very easily. And you may not have the conscious control over them that you might at other times. Now, Friday, with the moon still in Scorpio, she runs right into Jupiter and Neptune. And so she triggers on Friday that beautiful sweetwater alliance that I began talking about earlier in this tape. So look for Friday to be a wonderful, wonderful day. Then the first quarter moon comes in very early on Saturday, the 18th. This is that crisis point in Scorpio, which means you're going to be digging for the bottom line. You really want to know the meaning of what you're doing here, etc. At the same time, remember, this is when Mercury goes direct. So you're now going to take all of that inner searching and you're going to put it out into the outer world. And you will start to find exactly the right words to express that. Finally, let's think about the takeaway from those 3 eclipses. And I think you remember I suggested last week we would have an epiphany. I'll share with you. Mine was triggered by accidental Googling. Obviously, I do a lot of that. And I came across Singularity University, whose motto is, "We don't look to the past for insights, but focus on the disruptors that make the past irrelevant." Now, they're talking about technology and some other things, but for us in our personal lives, what this says is that we are not going to let any person, anything in particular, any memory or resentment of the past prevent us from having an unusual and unexpected shift in our lives. So I would like to point out that those eclipses were a fabulous disruptor. And we can, now that that portal opened for us, disrupt the linear flow of things, which makes possible the otherwise impossible, to change your life in a nanosecond by acknowledging that the past is totally irrelevant. So, thank you for listening. I had lots more information for you on my website, www.judithroyal.com. Bye for now.